This boy got a pencil stuck in his ear, but what doctors pull out will haunt you. Kindergartner Louis was doodling on the first day of class last semester, but his friend interrupted him and bet him $5 that he wouldn't break his pencil and shove it all the way into his ear. But Louis wasn't one to back down, so he forced the pencil 4 inches into his ear canal. But later that class, Louis felt a strange sensation in his left ear. He began hallucinating heavily and collapsed to the floor. He was rushed to the hospital just barely conscious. Doctors immediately removed the pencil from his ear, but noticed something was wrong. As they took a closer look inside, they could see something moving. Doctors found a live cockroach that had been living in his ear for weeks.
You won't believe what The Simpsons predicted this time. Number 1. In this 1992 episode, Homer gets kicked out of an all-you-can-eat restaurant for eating too much, but he then sued the restaurant for false advertising. Well, you guessed it, in 2017, a man got kicked out of the Golden Corral restaurant for eating 50 pounds of food, but he then sued the restaurant for $2 million. Number 2. In season 20, episode 4, we see Homer trying to vote for Barack Obama, but the machine keeps changing his vote to John McCain. Well, surprise, because in 2012, a machine in Pennsylvania had to be permanently removed because it was changing people's votes from Barack Obama to Mitt Romney.
I just found a real-life body hack, and I want to see if you can do it. So there's this weird muscle in your ear called the tensor tympani. It's a muscle that dampens loud noises and prevents hearing damage. When you contract the muscle, it produces vibrations, so you hear a weird rumbling sound. To find out what it sounds like, yawn really big right now. Did you hear that? That's the sound of your muscle contracting. If you can do that sound on command, it's basically like having invisible earmuffs. Comment if you can do it. This is the worst way you can possibly die. If you lived in ancient Persia and committed a crime, you'd be sentenced to the worst death in all of history. First, you'd be put in a swamp naked, trapped between 2 boats. Your head would be exposed and your hands and feet would be in the water. Then someone would force feed you milk and honey and cover your entire body in it. This would attract flies, rats, wild animals, and especially bees to come feast on your exposed body. But this isn't how you die. It gets so much worse because you're being fed this honey for days at a time. This leads to diarrhea, so they gotta do number 2 inside the boat. After a few days, maggots start growing in it and begin eating the victim, so they'd be eaten alive from the inside.
This